first video, I showed you how to basically use the Cinch machine, either like 8.5 by 11 letter size paper, or maybe even 5 by 7, something that was in inches, because the way your machine is set up, it does have centimeters and inches on it, but it is set up to 1/2 inch increments. So your offset is going to be 1/2 inch, and then every peg is 1/4 inch, and then there's 1/4 inch between each peg. So it makes it extremely difficult if you want to do what I wanted to do, which was make notebooks that were metric size, specifically A6 and A5 notebooks. So I had to do a little bit of R&D and come up with a way that I could offset my papers so that when I punched my holes, I had even amount of space between the top and the bottom. That was what was most important to me. So I did a lot of research and I cut a lot of pieces of paper to get to this point. So this is my notebooks, which I will link. If you're looking for the SVG file, I will link where to find those in the description. So I have the portrait as well as the landscape in this, same with the A5 portrait, also landscape, because they are different. They are not the same. You do not use the same measurements. And then lastly, the A4 portrait and landscape. So the SVGs for these cut files, they will be linked in the description. But what I'm going to show you is cutting your paper, and along with this, like I said, the R&D and the hours that I put figuring this out, I made these into guides. I made these into cutting guides. So I 3D printed them, put them into, did all my measurements, put these into Fusion 360 and developed the cutting guides so that it makes it easy and accurate to cut these every single time. So I have two for the A6, both landscape and portrait. I have the A5 landscape and portrait. You can see when I put them back to back, they are not the same. You might be off by only maybe 1 millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters, but they are not going to be the same. And then lastly, the A4, both landscape and portrait. So I'm going to show you how I use these to cut my metric papers. So I have all of my pegs in, and let's start with the A6. So I have A6, A5, and A4 paper. So I'm going to demo how I do this. So starting with the A6 paper, let's just do the portrait for this one. And let me find A6 portrait. So I take my guide, put that right here, and then for this one, I need to remove this first peg just in case. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but you know, it'll be close to getting cut. So I just have to pull out number 1, and then make sure that this is down. Make sure your paper is aligned. So I'm going to just align it to here and make sure it's all the way back. And then I'm just going to cut my papers. And there you go. I have perfectly aligned papers. The A6 is not hard because you don't have to move anything. So that is the easiest. Even whenever when I do the landscape, I will show you. Even when I do the landscape and I change this out, you know, it's up far enough that it's not going to go off the edge. So you don't have to do any messing with moving this ruler at all. So that's the A6. And then the A5, let's see, let's start with the landscape. And again, we'll pull that first pin, just like the A6. In the landscape, you're not going to have to move any of your pegs. So make sure everything is even, everything is pushed back, and still that number 1 peg is disengaged, and then we're even all the way across. Where things get different is whenever you have to do the long way. As you can see, the long way, my paper is going to come off the edge. So I need to switch this out to my portrait. Again, we're going to push it all the way in. Peg 1 is disengaged, just like the other one. I'm gonna make sure, especially because I only have one piece, that I wanna make sure that it's not slipping underneath, that everything is squared up, everything is pushed up, everything is against the guide, and then push it down. You can see I have this much left over. So just like doing the other one, I'm gonna pull this all the way out, re-engage my one. And from this point, you do it just like you do the other one. I'm gonna put that little peg down to make sure it doesn't move. Make sure my papers are all the way back. I have disengaged, I've re-engaged one because I want that one to punch. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull out 6, but I'm not sure if 6 would punch the end or not, but it's okay. And then pull that out. And then there we have our A5 in our portrait. So I now have portrait and the landscape. And then it's the same thing with the A4 paper. A4 paper, let's do portrait. Pull out one. I'm gonna make sure this is engaged. Pull out one to make sure that that's disengaged. Square up my paper, push it all the way to the back, and punch my holes. You can see, holes punched. Pull this out, push that back in, and then we're gonna do exactly like we do any other time. Get that put in there, lock that down, and then on this one, you're not gonna pull out any extra, whoops. On this one, you're not gonna pull out any extra pins because you're clear down at 12. Make sure everything is lined up. This is your A4 in the portrait. Then landscape. Again, I'll pull out peg one. Make sure we're lined up. We have our holes. Lock that in place. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull out 6 because it's clear at the end. Again, I'm not sure if it will cut all the way through and I'm not gonna try it because I don't wanna ruin my paper. So then I push it down. Of course, when I was finishing this, my video unexpectedly shut off. And what I was saying was that ends with the landscape orientation. So we have our A6, which I only did the portrait because everything fits, so there's no reason to do both of them. So that was the A6. I have the A5 in both landscape and portrait. And then of course we just finished the A4, portrait and landscape. So that is how I cut my metric papers using the guides that I developed. And if it's something you're looking for, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description. But otherwise, if you are wanting to do your own R&D and not purchase anything, that is perfectly fine as well. I'm going to tell you quickly how I did this, and then this, you can go do that on your own. So I'll go ahead and start with the A6 paper. I only have to cut this once, so this will be the easiest thing. So what I did is I folded, I'm going to go ahead and use the one I already have. I folded the paper in half. And then I marked this with a pen just to make it easy to see. And then I used the center that's on, you can see, let me tip this up so you can see it. Right here you have a center where it's denoted where the center of all of your pegs are. Yeah, so I kind of line that up with the center. Yeah, this took a lot of doing. So I would line that up with the center, and then I would look at my little ruler here. But the problem with this ruler is you can see you're off by probably about 1 millimeter. So this definitely took some finagling in my part. So before I would push it down, I would notate how many millimeters how many millimeters my offset was. And then once I pulled this out, then I would fold it in half and see how close I was, which that one actually turned out pretty good. for it to being exactly even. And then I used that and then I worked backwards from there. So that's basically how you would do it if you were going to figure it out on your own. Start from the center and then move your way out from there. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna make this video entirely too long. And I've already done that work whenever it came to getting these dialed in and developing these. So I'm just not going to spend the time on that. But if you want to do it on your own and you want to spend your time researching it, there you go. That's how I did it. So that is how I do all of my notebooks whenever I'm using A6 and A5 paper, or A4 if I wanted, anything I'm doing with the metric. So in the next video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I cut and bind one of these notebooks. So that is already filmed and you can look for that on the next video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below and I'll try to address things as I can. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.